America, the land of freedom and opportunity. But the question remains, what truly makes this nation great? Is it staying strong at home and protecting our own, or leading the world with vision and unity? Welcome to AI Debate. Today we explore these ideas through a debate between two influential voices from very different eras and perspectives. On one side, representing conservative values and the Republican vision for America, we have Charlie Kirk, a fierce advocate for faith, family, and putting Americans first. He believes that preserving traditional values and moral strength is the key to a thriving nation. On the other side, representing a more liberal and internationalist perspective, we have John F. Kennedy, the iconic former president who inspired a generation to dream big, lead globally, and embrace diversity and inclusion. Today, through the power of AI, we bring these two minds together for a debate that spans ideology, morality, and the future of the United States. Let's hear their perspectives. Question 1. What should America stand for in the 21st century? A global leader promoting freedom, or a nation focused on protecting its own people first?
America's first duty is to protect its own people. We are not the world's babysitter. For too long, elites in Washington have obsessed over foreign wars, globalist institutions, and spreading democracy abroad, while ignoring the suffering of ordinary Americans at home. If America is strong, if American families thrive, if our borders are secure, then yes, the world will naturally benefit from our example. But you don't save the world by neglecting your own citizens. So, in the 21st century, America should stand for faith, family, freedom, and putting Americans first, not endless global crusades that drain our resources and destroy our unity.
America should stand as a global leader promoting freedom. Our strength is not measured just by our borders or our wealth, but by our ability to inspire and uplift people around the world. From the very beginning, this nation has stood for liberty, justice, and the idea that every individual deserves the chance to live free from oppression. In the 21st century, the challenges may be different: technology, climate change, terrorism. But the principle remains the same. We lead not just for ourselves, but for the cause of freedom everywhere. By helping others, by defending democracy abroad, we ensure a safer and more prosperous future for all Americans as well.
Question 2. Is America stronger when it embraces diversity and inclusion, or when it returns to traditional values and national identity?
America is strongest when it holds on to its traditional values and national identity. Let's be honest. Diversity and inclusion have become buzzwords used by the left to divide us. They don't mean unity. They mean lowering standards, rewriting history, and making every group a victim. What built this country wasn't chasing diversity quotas. It was faith, hard work, the family unit, and belief in the Constitution. If we abandon those core values just to celebrate every new cultural fad, we lose what makes America, America. I'm not against people of different backgrounds, but unity comes from a shared culture, shared morals, and shared love of country, not from obsessing over what makes us different. That's the real strength of America.
America is strongest when it embraces diversity and inclusion. Our nation was built by people from many backgrounds, faiths, and cultures, united by a common belief in freedom and opportunity. That diversity is not a weakness. It is our greatest strength. Returning only to traditional values and a narrow definition of identity risks excluding millions of Americans who share the same dream of liberty and justice. True national strength comes from celebrating what makes us different while holding on to shared principles: equality, fairness, and the promise that every citizen has a place and a voice in our democracy.
Question 3. What is the greatest threat to America today? Internal division or external enemies?
The biggest threat is internal division, driven by the left, by academia, by media, by elites who pit Americans against each other. China and Russia are threats, but the real war is cultural. If we lose our identity, no foreign enemy has to fire a shot. America survives and thrives when we stand together around faith, family, and freedom, not when we allow internal chaos to tear us apart.
The greatest threat to America today is internal division, but not in the sense of rejecting diversity or progress. Rather, division that arises from fear, hatred, and the failure to listen to one another. A nation that cannot find common ground risks weakening its moral and political authority in the world. External enemies, foreign powers, or adversaries are always present. But history has shown that a united America, guided by principle and courage, can face any challenge. Our duty is to heal divisions at home, foster dialogue, and ensure that our democracy works for all citizens, so that we can continue to defend freedom abroad with strength and legitimacy.
Question 4. Should morality in America be rooted in religious faith and tradition, or in secular values like equality and human rights?
Morality in America must be rooted in religious faith and tradition. Our founding principles come from a Judeo-Christian worldview, and that's what built the moral and social framework of this country. Secular values like equality and human rights sound nice on paper, but without a higher standard, without God, they become subjective and can be twisted to justify anything. Look at what happens when we abandon faith. Broken families, declining respect for life, lawlessness, and a culture that celebrates victimhood over responsibility. True freedom and a strong society come from shared moral truths grounded in faith, not from constantly redefining what's right based on trends or political pressure.
Morality in America must be guided by a balance of faith, tradition, and secular principles like equality and human rights. Religion provides a moral compass and a sense of purpose, but in a nation as diverse as ours, we cannot rely solely on one tradition. Equality, justice, and respect for human rights are secular principles that ensure every citizen, regardless of background, has the chance to thrive. True morality is living in a way that uplifts others, protects the vulnerable, and strengthens the community, blending faith, conscience, and universal human values to guide our actions.
Question 5. Does true freedom mean the government stays out of people's lives, or that it guarantees equal opportunity for everyone?
True freedom means the government stays out of people's lives. The left twists freedom into meaning handouts and guaranteed outcomes. That's not freedom. That's dependency. America was founded on the idea that individuals are responsible for their own success, that families and communities, not bureaucrats in Washington, should guide people's lives. Government's role is to protect your rights and defend liberty, not to manage how we live, what we earn, or how we think. When the government overreaches, freedom dies. When it respects individual responsibility, that's when America thrives.
True freedom is not simply the absence of government, nor is it a blank check for inequality. It is the opportunity for every citizen to achieve their potential, protected by the rule of law and supported by a fair system of education, healthcare, and civic rights. The government's role is not to control our lives, but to ensure that every American has the chance to succeed, regardless of their circumstances at birth. Freedom without opportunity is hollow. Opportunity without freedom is fragile. True liberty comes from balancing personal responsibility with a society that empowers its citizens.
Question 6. Should education shape citizens into independent thinkers or protect young people from harmful ideologies?
Education should absolutely shape citizens into independent thinkers, but it must do so grounded in truth, not radical ideology. Too many schools and universities are pumping kids full of Marxism, gender theory, and anti-American garbage. Protecting young people from harmful ideologies doesn't mean sheltering them from ideas. It means shielding them from lies and destructive narratives that aim to undermine their faith, family values, and love of country. Real education teaches history, science, math, and civic responsibility, while encouraging students to think critically and stand firm in their principles. The goal isn't just knowledge, it's producing free, responsible, and patriotic citizens who can defend the nation's future.
Education's highest purpose is to shape citizens into independent thinkers. Our democracy depends on informed, thoughtful, and engaged citizens who can analyze ideas, challenge assumptions, and participate responsibly in public life. At the same time, education must protect young people from harmful ideologies that distort facts or promote hatred, while encouraging open discussion and critical inquiry. Schools should teach truth, history, science, and civics, not indoctrinate. The goal is to create minds capable of discernment and hearts committed to justice and the common good.
Both of them made strong point of views. Charlie Kirk reminded us of the importance of traditional values, faith, and putting Americans first. JFK challenged us to think about unity, global leadership, and the power of inclusion and opportunity for all. Now the question is up to you. Who do you think made the stronger case? Was it Charlie Kirk, standing firm on conservative principles, or John F. Kennedy, inspiring us to dream bigger and think globally? Comment below and let us know who you think won this AI debate.